That's the thing you miss in a lot of tractors now, is a sunroof. And she has a nice little noise out her there too when she's on the pull. Nice turbo noise. Today I've been let loose with, I would suggest, one of the most talked about products on the grassland scene this year. Well, probably this past couple of years, is the merging of grass instead of rowing it. We've got a Reiter merger on today. Was really interested to see this product. I've never really seen one working other than ones we filmed at Wilson Farming years ago. They were using them for miscanthus at that time, but since then it's became a big thing in the grassland scene. Seen this one actually it was out on demo at Mark Troy's and Tony O'Mahony's when we were down with them a few months back. Was seriously impressed with it that day. The build quality, the design. From other ones I had seen, in my opinion, this one was right. It was great to see it working that day, and like it's even nicer to be allowed to work with it. A lovely bit of kit to use. Looks complicated on initial thoughts, but after using it for a couple of fills here now, it's early days, but once you have your belt speed and your pickup speed and all set up, which is all adjustable hydraulically, it's very easy to use. The way you can lift each belt is very simple, you know. It makes it easy for you. It's maximum of 9 meters, and then you can bring it in, then it'll do center swath or bring the two belts together and row to each side, so that gives you a lot of options there. Reiter have designed this pickup specifically for a merger. It is a lot slimmer design. The grass has no distance to travel really till it's onto the belt. It's going through a rotor then, which conditions it before it hits the belt. Leaves a beautiful row. You can adjust the width of your row then too if you're rowing to the centre. The actual pickup reel is all flexible, so it'll contour the ground. Pickup tines are designed not to pick up foreign objects. They actually face backwards a little bit, which kind of blows the mind a little of how it picks the grass up, but it works. It's not bringing dirt into the sward, which is the whole concept of the merger. I suppose it's lifting it and carrying it, opposed to your rake, which is pulling it across the ground. And like if your rake is poorly set, it'll introduce a lot of dirt into your forage, which is not what we want. Your ash content goes through the roof then, which doesn't make good quality silage. So the whole concept behind this machine is to make good silage. Also in the Reiter's design there, they have their pickup tines are all made in a plastic housing, which just basically clips together around a drive bar in there and the pickup. Very, very simple design, very fast to change if you need it to change. The rotor's the same design. They're quick release as well. They just go round it in 2 halves, which would be very easy to change. The plastic housings to hold them, and your rotor is plastic. Nylon tine bands as well. I'm still getting onto this thing, guys, so just like its capabilities is to go a lot faster. Like there's 15k, 16k. It's not even a problem. Like this thing has a serious ability for output, in my opinion. The ability to lift each build there individually is awesome. So they left well up out of the way there, so like crossing swords and that isn't a problem at all. It looks an extremely high quality product. The build quality there's second to none in my opinion. This is the only one that runs the 4-wheel design, which leaves it extremely stable. Thoroughly enjoying working with it. To be fair, it does a lovely job, and it's leaving a beautiful row there. I would say the baler's going to be more than happy with. We're running it today on a 7719 Dyna VT. This tractor we've got here is actually local dealer's demo machine. It's ideal for this job as well. Had all the requirements that the merger needed, so we just hooked it on, and I must say I'm really loving this tractor. It is a pleasure to operate. It's so smooth. Transmission is beautiful. Speed adjustments is all very easy. Your pedal, stick mode, whatever you prefer. Everything here on this joystick for your spools is lovely. Screen's easy to use. It gives you all your adjustments through there. I'm running this machine in 1000 eco there. The machine actually has like 800 RPM requirements, so you just have your speed setting there. Automatic on off for your PTO as well. Couldn't ask for any more really. That's a really nice tractor. Probably ideal for this machine really. As it's not a light machine now, it's 6.5 tons, slightly over it. If you were on steep ground or that, you would want something about that stature in the front of it just to keep it from being bullied about. So I'm loving the Massey. You'll get to see her doing more. She's earmarked for the baler here, so she's going to do a bit today here at HQ, and then she's going to be off baling a bit for Hannah's charity hopefully, so that's the idea. So you'll be getting to see the Massey out and about a bit, and she's definitely she's got off to a flying start with me anyway. Always liked Massey tractors, did a lot of work with them over the years, and this year's definitely up there. Yeah, seriously impressed. Seriously impressed. I would say this concept is the future. This is a 9-metre version. Sean was telling me there they have 11 and 14-metre models in development, so that's going to cope with your big foragers, no problem. This 9-metre I suppose is the bit of the all-rounder. That'll do for foragers, balers, whatever really. It'll put you up a row for most things. Your contractors are probably going to be looking for that something a little bit bigger just for speed and ease of covering acres. So, but they say this machine is designed for 50,000 hectares lifespan, and I could believe that using it here because it is not sore on itself whatsoever. It runs as smooth as silk, and like it's doing that there with ease. Like you know when a machine's kind of sore on itself, and but this thing's just like it's like a mouse through paper. Like there's 18 kilometers an hour there. The machine seems very manoeuvrable too. In fairness, that was maybe a bit daunting when you seen it at the start, the scale of it, but I suppose it's opposed to a 4-rotor rake, it's no different, and it's within a smaller area than that really, but it's very manoeuvrable the way the headstock's designed and all there. Like you can turn the tractor right in against it, and it's, yeah, it's getting onto it well there, so I would be very happy to be using it all the time. So that's the wee bit done here at HQ for today. We're going to go and get the fusion hooked on now, and Mike from McHale's going to set it up for us and get a few bales through her, see how we get on. That's the new Fusion Pro we're working with, so interesting to see.